John F. Reagan was the first candidate to give his stump speech today and decided he wanted to clarify some statements he made during the town hall. On the Senate Appropriations Committee on Defense, he stated that this committee already exists in the Senate, but he wanted to create a new one to focus on the defense budget specifically. He also said he didn't mean that he wanted to cut the defense budget in half and take the money away. He wanted to use the other half of the money for other important things. He also said that he didn't want to raise minimum wage because he believes it will cause inflation. As for Vote for May, he hit on many different topics, saying that he wanted to close the borders of our country and focus more on America itself, saying things like he wanted to respect women and their choices, make pay equal for all races and genders, and ensure the natural rights of American citizens.
About 30 minutes later, Nicole Clark began her stump speech. Clark once again stressed the importance of peace and cooperation between Americans in today's society, and she promised to work in voters' best interests. But even as Clark maintains her lead over Celia Anderson in the polls, will she be able to convince older voters of her strengths in foreign policy? Celia Anderson, on the other hand, focused her entire stump speech on building her foreign policy plan. One idea in her well-written speech was to increase our global alliances, which are essential for good trade success and wars. Anderson's stump speech showed off her confidence and diplomatic abilities. However, will she be able to offer more to liberal voters, other than just stating that equality for all is important? Both candidates continue to prep feverishly for Tuesday's debate.
Adrian Jules decided to use his speech to hit mainly on the environment and environmental issues, saying that we need to hold big businesses and corporations accountable for these. He also made statements to a few other topics, saying our American economy should come from small local business and that Americans should have the choice between both private and government-provided health care. Again, Mr. Jules also took a personal approach, stating, quote, "I'm no carbon copy, standard issue politician. I've been in your shoes, America." He also said it's time for a federal overhaul at which he sees himself at the forefront, and that as president he will be the voice of the American people in government. Michelle Scott dedicated her entire speech to bringing manufacturing jobs back to America from China. She says that these manufacturing jobs were sent away due to high taxation of businesses, but that bringing them back would mean creating millions of jobs for Americans. She also related this to college tuition, using the example of supply and demand. She said that most jobs here in America today require education and a college degree, meaning the demand for college education rises as the supply falls, the tuition rising with it. Her plan is to bring back manufacturing jobs to decrease the demand for degrees and lower tuition costs, equating manufacturing jobs as those that don't require a college-level education. She says, quote, "I realize bringing back these jobs to America won't be an easy task, but it is something I am willing to work hard to do to increase the good of the American people." We also have our most recent poll results in, with Michelle Scott making a huge jump and taking the lead, voted for May with double the amount of support next, Adrian Jules also making a huge jump and coming up third, Nicole Clark holding steady behind, and Celia Anderson, support way down from the last poll, and John F. Reagan with half the amount of votes tying in last place.